Are you ready? Why waking up early is rooted in white supremacy. Remember, chat, you're a white supremacist, even if you are not white. Okay. Anthony Bernardi says, the notion of waking up early and starting your day with the rising sun is often associated with productivity, success, and a strong work ethic. However, this seemingly innocuous concept is not without its historical and cultural implications. In this article, we will be exploring the origins of the early rising narrative and how it is rooted in white supremacy, contributing to the perpetuation of racial inequalities. Do you know what this reminds me of? We're one paragraph in, like, read one paragraph in, and all I can think of is the meme where it's like black people don't know what computers are kind of meme because they live in inner city areas and they can't afford them or something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I found it. Okay. Kathy Hochul? This is what it reminds me of.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
How can you type something like this and not immediately think how stupid you are for typing it? You had the chance to not press, submit article. This went through like many editors. Okay, let's hear him out. What's this about? The origins of the early rising ideology. The idea that waking up early leads to success and a disciplined life can be traced back to various historical, religious contexts in the Western world. This belief has been strongly influenced by the Protestantism and the Puritan work ethic, which emphasized the hard work, diligence, and self-discipline as virtues. This work ethic has long been considered as an essential component of the American dream and the idea that success can be achieved through dedication and effort. I don't even know where to start, man. Okay. The intersection of early rising and white supremacy. Chat, remember that you also wake up early to go to school. Is that also white supremacy? Yo, Pine Turtle, thank you for 23 months. Thank you. Yeah, is that also white supremacy? So every kid that goes to school is also a white supremacist? Does that make sense to you, chat? The early rising ideology is not inherently racist. However, its connections to white supremacy can be seen when examining the broader historical and social context. During the era of European colonialism and the Atlantic slave trade, the concept of hard work and productivity became intertwined with race. Enslaved Africans were forced to work tirelessly from sunrise to sunset, and their white oppressors often used the rhetoric of hard work and discipline to justify their inhumane treatment. This created a false narrative that Africans were inherently lazy and needed the civilizing influence of their white masters to teach them the value of work. My God, what are we talking about? People love linking random shit back to colonialism and imperialism. I understand linking, like, actual relevant information back to imperialism and colonialism, but this is not even close. This is so insanely racist. I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. Huh. White man's burdens, yes, sir. I thought that waking up early was about, correct me if I'm wrong, but early humans, like before civilizations became a thing, I thought waking up before the sun comes up was like a thing for farming, agriculture, hunting animals. don't think it's correlated with, like, explicitly just slavery. Yeah. Hunting of sleeping herbivores. Exactly, because herbivores are sleeping also not diurnally, but like, what's the daytime? No, is it diurnal? Yeah, they're not nocturnal animals. Mostly people hunt during the day. Humans have been waking up early since forever so they don't die. Yeah, and that's called that's called humanity, but okay. This stereotype has persisted and continues to be perpetuated in various forms as model minority myth, which suggests that certain racial and ethnic groups are inherently more disciplined and successful than others. Chat, this guy yapped for 3 paragraphs? Yeah, count it, 3 paragraphs. To say that slave owners in the 1800s were racist. No fucking shit, man. This is so profoundly retarded. This is profound levels of retardation. What are you talking about? And I've never heard of the term model minority. What does that even mean? You can look on Twitter and in 2025 and say the most racist shit and not get banned, yet I've never seen this term thrown around, and I'm gonna say this is such a major reach to say it's even perpetuated. I'm flabbergasted, genuinely. I don't even legalize racism? You've gotta be kidding me, man. The idea that waking up early is a sign of superior work ethic and a key to success serves to reinforce racial inequalities in several ways. For one, it places the blame for economic disparities on the individual rather than acknowledging the systemic barriers that hinder the success of marginalized communities. Are they boiling it down to like part of the reason why people stay poor is because of this? Because they don't like to wake up early? Isn't that kind of like inherently racist to say that? What? I'm so lost. That's not what they're saying? Okay, then what are they saying? Because to me, when was this written? Hold on, go back. 2023, right? Was this written before like the whole DEI pushing thing and people like pointing it out? No, yeah, it was written in 2023. First of all, literally, while the guy was writing this article, you could get a job and be successful, whatever that means, significantly easier if you were a woman or a minority. People started having this bias already. Second, nobody says waking up early will get you success. You're such a fucking moron. It's actually insane. The only reason anyone wakes up early is because of the corpo borpos that require it. Or because they're morning people. Some people just are. That's okay. That's awesome. Good for you. Getting up early doesn't net you success in 2025. Getting up early lets you get shit done because you have to go and slave away for 16 hours and work 2 jobs to get by in this economy. They're just saying that people use this as an excuse to ignore the plight of poor people by saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But they're saying that's not what white people go through. I was on this, right? Yeah, I was on this part. To dismantle the white supremacist roots of the early rising narrative, it's essential to challenge the idea that waking up early is inherently virtuous and indicative of success. This involves recognizing that productivity and worth are not solely determined by when someone wakes up, but rather by a multitude of factors, including access to resources, opportunities, and systemic support. It's not any of those things. Brother, do you live on a fucking farm or some shit? Who is telling you to wake up early equals success? The only people I've seen preach waking up early are farmers or like military dudes. Yeah, that's about it. And even then, they're not this preachy. Bro really wants to not get dogged on for waking up late. Yeah, what if he wrote this as like a backlash at his boss for waking up early? Like he's like, no, I don't want to wake up early. It's racist. I can write an article at 2 p.m. instead of at 10. Oh my god, do you know what it actually reminds me of? All those YouTube videos where influencers fake waking up at 4 a.m. and they're like, this is the reason why I'm successful and rich. And they're like waking up at like 3 a.m. and they're like drinking like, you know, their oatmeal latte. Yeah, it does not. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, gotta wake up earlier. The fish don't bite. I wonder if waking up late is racist as well. I'm sure you could find a way to exaggerate and take things out of out of context and somehow correlated with it being racist. I'm sure. Blah, 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 blah. Educating oneself and others about the historical and social context that have shaped the early rising narrative can help raise awareness about racial implications. Acknowledging the cultural diversity in sleep patterns and work schedules is another important step towards dismantling these harmful stereotypes. You know the funniest part to me about this? The funniest part about this whole thing is that the 9 to 5 became a thing during the Industrial Revolution when people had to go to factories. And that's when it became a thing to like wake up at a certain time, and then they had the people that would knock on your windows. What I was trying to say is it is quite literally something that happens because of the corporate mindset. You have to wake up at 9, you have to wake up, go to bed at a certain time so that you can do it again the next day. And Saturdays and Sundays are weekends. Yeah. Embracing a more inclusive and equitable approach to productivity. Creating a more inclusive and equitable society involves redefining our understanding of productivity and success. This means recognizing that there are various ways to be productive and that the traditional 9 to 5 work schedule may not be the best fit for everyone. The 9 to 5, by the way, is not even the same thing as sunrise to sunset. Sunrise to sunset is 12 hours. Usually even more than that some days. The 9 to 5 came from the Industrial Revolution. Chat, I need a source, man. I don't believe it. Show me a single shred of scientific evidence that says any one race can't fucking wake up at certain times. This bozo who wrote the article is so fucking stupid and victim complex that he thinks his enemy is white people when in reality it's just corpos. Like it fucking always is! The people that make more money than you, that force you to go and work a 9 to 5. And then fire you for asking for vacation time. And this idiot, this retard thinks it's white people's fault. God damn it, man. My lord, bro. I think he wrote this article because he didn't want to wake up early. That's the only thing that makes sense to me at this point. He got mad at his boss and wanted to get back at him. He's like, I'm gonna write this article. I'll show him. Or her, I don't know. I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow. I'll send this article to my boss. I'm sure he'll understand. Yeah, and then you wake up and you're fired. Oh, God. Yeah, it's honestly, it is a very good point. It is kind of like a white savior complex. He's talking about a true thing informing the stereotype black during slavery times, but they're conflating old slavery structures with modern case structures. He's to correlation and ran with it. Yes, that's what I just said. I think it's stupid to correlate this to a 1-to-1, and it's the reason why this is a thing. It's not. 8 hours a day was made by the Masons. Yeah, sure it was. Citation needed. And by the way, I'm pretty sure if you go to any Asian country, like East Asian or otherwise, they work 9 to 5s and even more than that. Absolutely. I think they work even harder. 9 to 5 wasn't really related to slavery at all. It's from Ford after they got light bulbs in the factories. No, it was even earlier than that. It came from the United Kingdom, where factories started popping up. It was even earlier than that. Sure, yes, the light bulbs absolutely helped, but for the initial start up of this, it was because of factories. Even if factories didn't have light bulbs yet. Yeah, they could go work at night, yes. That's crazy work. I can't imagine thinking like this. Anyway, that was about it.